Hey guys, I'm Jesse.
I'm Eric.
Today we're discussing one of my favorite games, man.
Yep. He's been telling me about this time and time again.
I don't think you understand. This game's part of my childhood, man. I mean, everyone loves Star Wars, but this was my first Star Wars game officially.
Would you say that this is like your first like exposure to the Star Wars universe, or is that have you been introduced to the films first?
No, that's definitely the films. But this was my first game. I mean, I did play Battlefront before, but it was my friend's game technically. So, you know, like it's not the same, you know. But this, well, technically wasn't my first either. It was my cousin's, but he let me borrow it for like a month. So I had it more like it was mine for at least that month. So
yeah,
that's why it's kind of my first. And I love that game, man.
And that month was like magical.
Yeah, man. I mean, oh man, it was awesome. It was awesome. It made my childhood, man. Like,
yeah. I mean, I'm serious. Like every time we bring up what's your most favorite game of all time, he always brings up Star Wars: The Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed, man. Always.
Yeah. So much so, he would recommend me about the game. Like he would recommend me to play the game every single time. So I decided all right, I'm caving in. I'm gonna try it out. If I don't like it, I'm just gonna stop right there. And after playing it from start to finish, I'm just gonna say that it's not as good as you make it out to be. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad. But it's just that I was kind of expecting a little more. That makes sense.
Nah, it doesn't make sense, but you know, keep going. This is why we're here. This is why we're here.
Okay.
To express our opinions, even if they're wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
Go on.
Elaborate.
By that logic, that should mean that your opinion is also objectively wrong as well.
Not right now. Not right now. The opinion that's wrong is yours.
Okay.
Go on.
All right. But here's the thing.
It's a safe environment, Eric.
All right. Well, my biggest gripe with the game is I'd probably say the combat. Upon first impressions, the first level where you play as Darth Vader, I'm just like, wow, First impression is like, hey, this is actually pretty good. Yeah, man, you get to storm around just playing as Darth Vader, just killing all those Wookiees. It was just like, yes, this is the type of power fantasy I want. Yeah. Although I'll admit, at least for the beginning, he is kind of slow, but
That's true to his character, you know what I mean? I mean,
it is slow. It is. I'm not saying
not fast.
I'm not saying it isn't. He's this dark, he has this dark aura surrounding him. Yeah. So by that point, I'm it's just
He has robotic legs, Eric. You have to understand, man. Fall into a pit of lava, man.
He has robotic legs, but he's able to jump 30 feet off the ground.
Jump, but with the Force. And jump doesn't really, you kind of propel yourself. You don't.
But you're exerting, some sort of outward force.
But to run, you're using your legs more. You know what I mean? When you jump, it's just and the force cushions him. But if you're running, that puts more strain and.
Okay, fair enough.
His legs aren't that advanced. His robotic legs, I mean. You're
all right.
A true fan.
Yeah. So in terms of presentation, for 2008, it's not that bad. Yeah. But compared to other games released around the time, I don't know, Mirror's Edge, Devil May Cry 4, even Soul Calibur 4, where the Star Wars characters do appear there via a DLC, it's not that impressive.
No.
Though I mean, to be fair, those guys are much bigger compared to Lucas Arts. Yeah, the developers for the Force Unleashed. So perhaps I can give them a little bit of slack for that.
So here's the thing, Eric. We said this. I told you this before we started. We were kind of going over ideas. When you mentioned the combat thing, you're calling it the combat. I'm like, Eric's tripping, man. Nah. I went back and played it, and I started noticing that, the combat's kind of clunky.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe Eric got in my head, so I started watching.
Yeah, perhaps I played a mind trick.
Yeah. A good one. But no, so I started reading more reviews, watching more playthroughs, and it's true. Like the combat's not great.
Yeah,
But-
so I'm not crazy.
But the thing is, I feel like you're being too hard on the game, man. Like, because the story is just amazing, man. The story. You know, I don't know if we'll get into it right now, but
I'll admit, like it's not bad. I mean, if anything, that's probably the only thing that got me. That got me keeping just to keep on playing the game, just to know what happens next and all that. Because it feels like a Star Wars story.
Mm-hmm.
Although I will say, at least going back on topic, with the combat, yeah, it's clunky and honestly, it's just not that good. At least compared to other games that did it better, like Devil May Cry 4, God of War, and even Darksiders, which was known to be like a God of War ripoff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give you an example. Targeting auto targeting enemies is pretty awkward for the most part. It doesn't because it doesn't target the character in front of you. It actually targets whatever's nearby in the vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I end up doing is it's just hitting it's just attacking away from the enemy instead of towards it.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I did manage to to target the character perfectly, there's input. There's an input issue. I would perform a combo lightsaber force lightning.
Mm-hmm.
But instead I just put out 2 force lightnings instead of the actual combo itself.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not, and I never had this issue with Devil May Cry 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what happened there. And then there's the platforming.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's not alone with me on this one. Platforming is
You're not alone in this
Mm-hmm.
one. Yeah, the platform was kind of annoying.
yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, there are certain spots where it looks like you can land on there perfectly. It's you just end up sliding onto the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, there are certain areas where you should not be able to access there yet. I by accident, I just ended up there.
Yeah. No. So now we're gonna talk about the story, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. So it's set after episode 3 during the Jedi Purge,
Mm-hmm.
and Darth Vader ends up taking this young Jedi's son as an apprentice when he feels how strong in the Force he is, and he ends up training him to be basically just a weapon, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the comparison they made. If I forgot who exactly it was, but it might have been some YouTuber, might have been from some book, but they're if Darth Maul was a dagger to Darth Sidious.
Mm-hmm.
Starkiller to Darth Vader is like a grenade, you know, because you're getting taught by the chosen one, basically,
Mm-hmm.
one of the most powerful Force users in the galaxy, and most skilled combatants, you know. So what ends up he's insane, man.
Yeah.
The powers you can do, the Force lightning.
Yeah, he was pretty much a wild card. Really.
Yeah. Force lightning, the repulse. I know that's really famous.
Oh, the repulse. Yeah, that one was
Yeah.
just it was awesome to pull off.
Yeah, no, and then further down in the story, he pulls out a Star Destroyer. I don't know if you remember that part.
Yeah,
I mean,
the level itself was annoying as hell, but
yeah.
but it was fun.
I'm talking about his power level.
Yeah, his power level is it's insurmountable.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have to understand. That was Thanos throwing the moon before Avengers was ever a movie.
Pretty
or
much.
anything
So
like that. I mean,
so if you have someone like him to thank, you can thank him Starkiller for that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's and it's a good story. It's a story about identity. You know what I mean?
Self-reflection and where and where does one put himself in the Force?
Yeah, because Starkiller, whose real name is Galen Merrick, he's been trained his whole life to hunt and kill Jedis and have the Empire stay on power. But then he meets this pilot called Juno Eclipse.
Yes.
And he slowly starts to fall for her. She's with the Empire too. But as the game progresses, she starts to see kind of all the bad things that the Empire is doing, and eventually she defects, right?
Yeah.
But so does Galen, and then Galen not only has Juno eclipse, but he also meets the Jedi Purge survivor Ram Koda.
Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, he's kind of a badass.
He's a badass, yeah. So like, they're two people that kind of make him question, everything he's has been taught to believe about himself, like his whole life. They made him question everything he knew.
Mm-hmm.
And part of the reason I like the game so much is you could choose. Like it gives you a bunch of choices at some point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even at the very end, you could choose the light side or the dark side.
Now,
and I thought that was interesting. Yeah.
Now, for my playthrough, I chose the light side, and honestly, I can see and after playing the game, I can see I can see the game actually being fit within the canon or something.
Yeah. I wanted it to be in the canon.
Now I don't know about the dark side because I haven't because I didn't choose that. I don't know if you you choose that for one of your playthroughs.
I didn't choose it, but I know what it is because I'm a nerd like that. No. So basically, you end up joining Palpatine.
Oh.
In the end, you turn it because it's a choice, right? You could either try to kill Palpatine,
which was not easy.
Yeah, or you could kill Darth Vader and replace him as the new apprentice, right? And so the dark side ending, you kill Vader, you take his place, and you basically, but now you're like, you can't surpass Palpatine because of what happened, where Darth Vader threw him out into orbit, and it messed up his body. So now he's crippled in a way like Darth Vader, so he can never surpass Palpatine. And basically that's kind of the dark ending, is Palpatine straight up tells him you're gonna be my apprentice until I find someone better.
Oh my god.
That's it, bro. You're done.
That's no way, man.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's a good thing I chose the light side then.
As sad as it was, yeah, but and that's the original ending. According to the sequel, which we'll get into.
Wait a minute, that's wait.
That's the official ending.
Wait, the dark side is actually the canon ending then?
No, the light side.
Light side.
Yeah.
Alright, so somehow I got a little confused, wait, what? And with that, that's our review for Star Wars The Force Unleashed, yeah. Now, for all the negative things I did put in on The Force Unleashed, it may sound like that I hate the game.
It does. You do hate the game, Eric. You do hate the game.
Well,
It's okay.
Well, honestly, I don't. There have been look, I played through my worst games than this before.
Oh.
All right, so.
Oh, thanks, Eric. Thanks.
No, the way that you described the game to me, when you were recommending me a title and all that, I was kind of a little pumped up. I was expecting this epic journey about this Sith trying to find his place in the universe. But after playing it, I can't help but feel that I'm kind of disappointed for the most part. But I will say that that is not as bad as it's not as bad as I thought it would be.
Or as bad as the sequel.
Yeah.
We'll get into it.
All in due time.
Oh yeah.
So with that, I'm gonna give Star Wars: The Force Unleashed a 7.5 out of 10. I don't I probably recommend it only as a one and done game. You just play it once and that's it.
Okay. Well, I'm not as harsh as Eric. Again, I know it has problems, but come on. You get to play as a Sith apprentice. And you get the choice too. Do you defect from Darth Vader and go to the light side, or do you stay loyal to Darth Vader, or to the dark side and stay the dark side? Another thing that was really insane for me was the fact that you could customize your lightsabers. And in the PS3 version, well, I have the Sith edition. I don't know if it's just that one, but you could only customize the color. But the first time I played on the Wii. When my cousin let me borrow it. You could also customize the hilts. and I thought that was badass.
Okay.
Were you able to do that on?
No, I only played through like the normal like
okay.
360 version. So.
Yeah. But no, it's bad. Like I even had this one where it has Sith spikes. Like I don't know if you guys, the Dooku's. You know how it has one spike, but this had 4.
Oh,
and it wasn't curved.
Damn.
So I would do that, and then I would put red. And, it looks. Oh my god!
Damn.
Just,
now I feel like I have like the inferior version.
Yeah. No, but don't worry. The PS3 was the same, man. You can't do that. It's just the.
Yeah, I mean it's just the color, and that's it.
So and again, like that game was my childhood. It was part of my childhood. So, I'll give it an 8, man. 8 out of 10. So
even after replaying it, like not even feeling.
I'm not gonna lie. It is a little clunky. But you get to visit the world. I love the worlds that present the trash world. I love the bosses. Which is something I miss in the second one. You don't have bosses. We'll get into it.
Yeah,
but the bosses.
I will say that like that even though I don't think that it's a great game, you can tell that that the developers like really put their love into it.
You get a bit more peek of the Star Wars galaxy. Mm-hmm. We see kind of the same planets in the movies,
Yeah.
So we kind of get something different here.
Yeah, and I actually do appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, and
it's just too bad it's not canon anymore. It's not canon.
Oh, and then the bosses, like I was saying, you know what I mean? Like, you're not just face, every other Sith game, you face, whatever, let's say you're a Jedi, you face pure Sith, or let's say you're a Sith, you face pure Jedi.
Yeah.
No. This one you face both, both.
Yeah, both on the light and dark side, which which I think plays on with the with the whole identity I'm a search.
Yeah. So that's why I love the game. I love it, man. It's a great game.
And with that, that's our review for Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. Thank you for watching. Leave a like and subscribe to our channel. My name is Eric.
I'm Jesse.
And we'll see you next time.